let me start off. The first performer tonight is David Diamond. David Diamond performs a wide variety of repertoire, including opera, operetta, Broadway, and the American Songbook. He's featured at the BACA Festival as well as Amazing Things in basically Broadway. He sung with the Longwood Opera, the New England Light Opera, and he sang opera productions. A few years ago, he went over to Italy and did some more training there, had a great time in Italy, and he came back and he did more. On piano tonight, we have Bill Duffy. And, okay, so I'd like to invite David Diamond to the stage. Thank you.
I hear music when I look at you, a beautiful theme of every dream I ever knew. Down deep in my heart, I hear it play. I feel it start, then melt away. I hear music when I touch your hand, a beautiful melody from some enchanted land. Down deep in my heart, I hear it say, is this the day? I alone have heard this lovely strain. I alone have heard this glad refrain. Must it be forever inside of me? Why can't I let it go? Why can't I let you know? Why can't I let you know the song my heart would sing? That beautiful rhapsody of love and youth and spring. The music is sweet, the words are true, the song is yours. Bill Duffy. I hear music when I touch your hand, a beautiful melody from some enchanted land. Down deep in my heart, I hear it say, this is the day. Oh, I alone have heard this lovely strain. I alone have heard this glad refrain. And must it be forever inside of me? Why can't I let it go? Why can't I let you know? Why can't I let you know? Song my heart would sing. That beautiful rhapsody, love you spring. The music is sweet, the words are true, the song is yours. Yeah. Thank you so much. So the title of my show tonight is 5 Songs by Jerome Kern. I've always found myself drawn to his songs, so thought I would do a program of it. He is one of the greats of the American musical theater. He was born in New York in 1885, died in 1945, 60 years old, and he published over 700 songs, wrote scores and scores of Broadway musicals, for the theater, the stage, and for film. And we're just going to get a little taste of some of his best works. A lot of the shows did not endure as shows themselves, but the songs did as kind of classics for the American Songbook, for jazz, and for just about everything else. These are 2 of his most famous love songs. The first is from a 1939 show called Very Warm for May. not a show anybody knows. And the second is from a 1936 show of his called Swing Time. Also has not endured, but the songs have. Maestri. Time and again I've longed for adventure, something to make my heart beat the faster. What did I long for? I never really knew. Find your love, I found my adventure. Touching your hand, my heart beats the faster. All that I want in all of this world is you. You are the promised kiss of springtime that makes a lonely winter seem long. You are the breathless hush of evening that trembles on the brink of a lovely song. You are the angel glow that lights a star. The dearest things I know are what you are. Someday my happy arms will hold you, and someday I'll know that moment divine when all the things you are mine. Bill Duffy. You are the angel glow that lights a star. The dearest things I know are what you are. Someday my happy arms will hold you, and someday I'll know that moment divine when all the things you are mine. Thank you. Thank you so much. Someday, when I'm awfully low and the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way smile so warm and your cheek so soft. There is nothing for me but to love you just the way you look tonight. With each word your tenderness grows, tearing my fears apart. And there's the laugh that wrinkles your nose, touching my foolish heart. Lovely, never change. Keep that restless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight. With each word your tenderness grows, tearing my fears apart. And there's that laugh that wrinkles your nose, touching my foolish heart. So lovely, never change. Keep that restless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight. Just the way you look tonight. Just the way you look tonight. Thank you. Thank you. So my next selection is from Jerome Kern's most substantial and most enduring work, his Showboat, based on the novel by Edna Ferber. It premiered in 1927. It was a huge hit in the United States and in Europe. And it concerns life on a showboat on the Mississippi River. And it was remarkable for the time. It dealt with issues of race discrimination, alcoholism, domestic abuse. And it was a very serious play and musical. And the other thing was there were several parts for African Americans. And the song that I'm going to sing is written for one of those characters. And then he gave the start to many important African American singers who didn't have much opportunity to sing on the stage. In the 1936 revival of Showboat, Paul Robeson sang this song, and he had a meteoric career and did eventually wind up at the Metropolitan Opera, which of course is my hope that after I sing this song, I'm going to get a contract from James Levine. Let's try it. Colored folk work on the Mississippi. Colored folk work while the white folk play, pulling those boats from the dawn till sunset, getting no rest till the judgment day. Don't look up and don't look down. You don't dare make the white I'm tired of living and fear not dying, but on that river he just keeps rolling along. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. James Levine is calling my cell phone. I gotta answer it. So my last selection is, this was my introduction to Jerome Kern, and it just shows you how inevitable and perpetual and forever young he is, because in 1956, while I was an adolescent in the middle of the doo-wop era, this song was #1 on the charts, and it's by the Platters, and it is They asked me how I knew my true love was true. I of course replied, something here inside cannot be denied. They said someday you'll find all who love are blind. Oh, when your heart's on fire, you must realize smoke gets in your eyes. So I chaffed them and I gaily laughed to think they could doubt my love. Yet today my love has flown away. I am without my love. Now laughing friends deride tears I cannot hide. So I smile and say, when a lovely flame dies, smoke gets in your eyes. Smoke gets in your eyes. Smoke gets in your eyes. Thank you. Please thank Bill and Steve. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David. Thank you. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Steve. The next performer is Cheryl Altman. Cheryl has performed in numerous community theatre productions, and she's also on the Boston Association Cabaret Artists Board as our legal counsel. And without any further ado, Cheryl Altman.
Yes, I'll touch. Yes, of course. Yes, how nice. Yes, I happily. Thank you very much. Yes. Oh, yes. There's lots of chaff, but there's lots of wheat. Say yes. You might get mugged if you walk the street, but on the other hand, you might greet that handsome stranger you long to meet. Say yes. Don't say why. Say why not. What lies beyond what is not. So what? Say yes. Yes, I'll walk. Yes, I'll look. Yes, I'd love to do such and such. Yes, I'll try. Yes, I'll care. Yes, I'll fly. Yes, I'll dare. Yes, I happily. Thank you very much. Yes. Oh, yes. Say yes. You can't look back on a chance that's lost. Say yes. Yes. The dice mean nothing unless they're tossed. The throw is usually worth the cost. The hope of summer denies the frost. Say yes. Yes, I can. Yes, I'll be. Yes, I'll go. Oh, yes. 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 Thank you. I encourage each and every one of you to say yes. Because when you say yes, you break out of your comfort zone and you learn new things about yourself. I said yes to singing. I said yes to being here tonight. But I have to admit, I haven't always felt this way. You see, I grew up in New York City and I've always wanted to be on stage. But I was raised by my grandparents who were first-generation Americans, and their choices for me was doctor, lawyer, or marry a doctor or a lawyer. So being the people pleaser that I am, I did become a lawyer, but my fantasy life of being Barbara Streisand or the next female Barry Manilow never really took off the ground back then. I never talked back, I never slept late, I never sat down when told to stand straight, I never let go or gone with the flow, and don't even really know why. I've never asked questions or taken a dare, I never wore clothes that might make people stare, I never rebelled or stood up and yelled, or even just held my head high. And all of the feelings unspoken, all of the truths unsaid, they're all I have left of a life I never led. I've never gone surfing or ran with the crowd, or danced on a table or laughed much too loud. I never quite dared to leave myself bared. I've just been too scared I might fall. I've never seen Paris, swum naked, be kissed. I never quite realized just how much I missed. And what did I get for hedging each bet? Another regret, and that's all. And all of the wishes unasked for, all of the needs unfed, they're all I have left of a life I never led. And now that you've given me one little taste of it, and now that I know what I know, well, how I want to be brave. I want to be strong. I want to believe this is where I belong. To stand up and say, I'm seizing the day. To not just obey, but to choose. And I may not surf, and I may not see friends, but I have to know I still have the chance. And maybe I'll make a painful mistake. It's mine now to take or to choose. And all of the doors yet to open, all of the rooms ahead, they're beckoning bright, scary and new, but I'm standing tall and walking right through. What's gone may be gone, but I won't go on playing dead. It's time to start living the life I never led. When you are as old as I, my dear, and I hope that you never are, you may woefully wonder why, my dear, through your cataracts and guitar, you could squander away or sequester a drop of precious year. But when your best days are yester, the rest are twice as dear. My grandmother was a huge influence on my life, and boy did she love to give advice. It usually had to do with eating, as in I'm never eating enough, or the prevention of germs, as in God forbid you're gonna go outside without a sweater on. She'd say that even in a heat wave. But what I remembered most about her is her joy in the simple things, like a walk on the boardwalk or a Passover Seder with her family, or her greatest achievement, finding a bargain. Good as a field on a fine summer night when you sit all alone with the weeds, or a succulent pear with each juicy bite you spit out your teeth with the seeds. Before it's too late, stop trying to wait for fortune and fame to be secure of. For there's one thing to be sure of, mate. There's nothing to be sure of. Everybody, oh, it's time to start living. Time to take a little from the world we're given. Time to take time, for spring will turn to fall in just no time at all. I never wondered if I was afraid when there was a challenge to take. And I never thought about how much I weighed when there was still one piece of cake. Maybe it's meant the hours I've spent being broken and bent and unwell. But there's sure no cure more heaven sent than a chance to raise some hell. Everyone, oh, it's time to start living. Time to take a little from the world we're given. Time to take time, for spring will turn to fall in just no time at all. Now when the dreary to attack and the siege of the sads begin, I throw these regal shoulders back and lift these noble chins. Give me a man who is handsome and tall, someone who's stalwart and steady. Give me a night that's romantic and long, and give me a month to get ready. Now I could waylay some nature away and persuade and put play in some cranny, but it's hard to believe I'm being led astray by a boy who calls me Granny. Oh, it's time to start living. for your morals. Here is a secret I never have told, and maybe you'll understand why. I believe if I refuse to grow old, then I will stay young till I die. Now I've known the fears of 66 years. I've had troubles and tears by the score. But the only thing I trade them for is 67 more. Oh, it's time to start living. Time to take a little from the world we're given. You are my time, so I'll throw off my shawl. And watching your flames be flung all over makes me feel young all over in just no time at all. Thank you so much. I've made so many great friends through my singing journey, many of whom are here tonight. And what I love about the BACA community is that we all support each other, and we all come from different walks of life, different professions, different backgrounds, but we share this passion for music and song, and each of us has our own special dream. Mr. Tanner was a cleaner in a town in the Midwest, and of all the cleaning shops around, he made his the best. And he also was a baritone who sang while folding clothes. He practiced scales while pressing tails and sang at local shows. His friends and neighbors praised the voice that poured out of his throat. They said that he should use his gifts instead of cleaning coats. But oh, music was his life, it was not his livelihood, and it made him feel so happy, and it made him feel so good. And he sang from his heart, and he sang from his soul. He did not know how well he sang, it just made him whole. His friends kept working on him to try out music for full time. A big debut and rave reviews, a great career to climb. Finally, they got to him, he would take the fling. A concert agent in New York agreed to have him sing. And there were plane tickets, phone calls, money spent to rent the hall. It took most of his savings, but he gladly used them all. But oh, music was his life, it was not his livelihood, and it made him feel so happy, and it made him feel so good. And he sang from his heart, and he sang from his soul. He did not know how well he sang, it just made him whole. The evening came, he took the stage, his face set in a smile, and in the half-filled hall the critics sat, watching on the aisle. But the concert was a blur to him, scatters of applause. He did not know how well he sang, he only heard the flaws. But the critics were concise, it only took 4 lines, and no one could accuse them of being overkind. Mr. Martin Tanner, baritone in Dayton, Ohio, made his town hall debut tonight. Although he came well prepared, his presentation was not up to contemporary professional standards. His voice lacks the range of tonal color necessary to make it consistently interesting. Full-time considerations of another endeavor might be in order. He went back to Dayton and was questioned by his friends, but he smiled and he said nothing, and he never sang again. Excepting very late at night when the shop was dark and closed, he sang softly to himself as he sorted through the clothes. Oh, music was his life. It was not his livelihood, and it made him feel so happy, and it made him feel so good, and he sang from his heart, and he sang from his soul. He did not know how well he sang. It just made him whole. I find it so sad that Mr. Tanner let the critics get to him, but I have an alternative ending for him. But before I get to that, I want to thank Kevin Louie, wherever he is, for making this night possible, for the incredible Bill Duffy on the piano, and for all of you for coming. So I think I will end where I started. No matter how scary or daunting, hang on to your dreams. It's no good, it's too packed. I can't just sing a final song, say so long and leave it at that. It's all right, I've got time. So I didn't hitch a ride on a rocket to the top, I'll get there in a steady climb. What did it mean, what have I learned? Crossing bridges before they're burned, leading life instead of being glad. Using my head, what's it about? Did I lose innocence going in or gain experience coming out? What did it mean? What have I learned? Eating off tables before they're turned, living life instead of playing dead. Throwing down the pencil and grabbing a pen, taking the wheel, driving again. Throwing down the pencil and writing in ink. This is how I feel, this is what I think. Dreaming again and making those dreams real. No big deal, I hit my stride. If I'm not breaking the ribbon at the end of the race, it's only 'cause I haven't tried. What did it mean? What have I learned? Taking the credit I know I've earned. Waking up and flying out of bed. Throwing down the pencil and grabbing a pen. Taking the wheel, driving again. Throwing down the pencil and writing in ink. This is how I feel, this is what I think. Dreaming again and making those dreams real. Taking the wheel. I've been in the backseat long enough, tagging the backseat long enough to know that you never get to what you deserve if you never can decide. There's only one way to get where you wanna go. Throwing down the pencil and grabbing a pen, taking the wheel, driving again. Throwing down the pencil and writing in ink. This is how I feel. This is what I think. Dreaming again of making those dreams real. Dreaming again of making those dreams real. Dreaming again of making those dreams real. Taking the
Since 2010, Bob DeCicco had an epiphany of sorts and made a decision to place his acting career on hold to sing the music from the American songbook and jazz standards. His love affair with this music started when he was in his mid-teens and continues to this day. Bob spent many years as an actor on stage, appearing in stage plays, musicals and movies. He attended Northeastern University and Actors Workshop for Theatre in Boston and at Berklee School of Music for Voice. His love for theatre and the arts took him to New York City and Los Angeles for a short time. Tonight, Bob unveils what he hopes to be a wonderful musical tribute to his idol, Tony Bennett. Aside from the fabulous Bill Duffy, he is thrilled to be joined by some of Boston's finest musicians in Bill and Bo Winokur, Peter Tillotson on bass, and vocalist Cindy Gale, who had the distinct pleasure of singing at the 2013 New Year's Eve Gala for the Boston Pops Orchestra, conducted by Bo Winokur. So sit back and enjoy basically Bennett.
Hold on, guys. Hi, folks. How are you? We on this? Hang on. We'll get this going. There we are. Sounds good, doesn't it? Well, hi, folks. How are you? You know, I cannot think of anybody in this business more iconic than Tony Bennett. I mean, the man just stands alone. Where Sinatra was labeled as the chairman of the board, I consider Tony the chairman emeritus of the American Songbook. He really is a national treasure. I had the pleasure of seeing Tony live perform in Beverly North Shore Music Theater last month. And watching him with his quartet was equivalent to watching like a Rolls Royce just coming off the assembly line. You know, at the very end is a guy in a tuxedo. He has a little kerchief, little handkerchief in his hand. You know, the double R emblem on the hood. He just goes, wipes it off, and he sends it on its merry way. That's how I see Tony. Class, elegance, and perfection. His real name was Antonio Dominic Benedetto. He was born in Astoria, Queens, August 3rd, 1926. So this August will mark his 88th birthday. I think that needs a round of applause. Don't you? The guy's amazing, and he's still going strong to this day. It's incredible. So anyway, I just want to let you know, in 1949, Pearl Bailey invited him to sing with her in Greenwich Village. So he goes there, and she invites Bob Hope. And he liked the way he sang so much that he invited him to go on tour, and he was the one who called him Tony Bennett, and that's how he got his name. So in 1951, 2 years later, he was given a chance to meet up with Mitch Miller at the time, who was a producer and arranger. Those of you old enough, sing along with Mitch days. And he cut this very first demo. I walk along the street of sorrow, the boulevard of broken dreams, where gigolo and gigolette can take a kiss without regret, so they forget their broken dreams. You laugh today and cry tomorrow, when you behold your shattered dreams. Gigolo and gigolette wake up to find their eyes are wet in the boulevard of broken dreams. Here is where you'll always find me, always walking up and down. But I left my soul behind me in an old cathedral town. The joy you find here, you borrow. You cannot keep it long, it seems. But gigolo and gigolette still sing a song and dance along in the boulevard of broken dreams. Thank you. Thank you, guys. What an audience. So now Tony was slowly on his way, and in 1951 he was handed a ballad that was written 11 years earlier, and he turned that into a #1 hit, which lasted on the charts for 10 weeks and sold over 1 million copies. Now in 2006 he re-recorded that as a duet with the lovely K.D. Lang, and I am lucky enough to have found my own K.D. Lang, thanks to Mr. Bill Winokur here. And as Kevin had said, she also had sang with the Boston Pops and conducted by our own Bo Winokur here for last year's New Year's Eve Gala. So without further ado, or a don't, depending on your mood, let's bring up the lovely and talented Miss Cindy Gale. Hi, Cindy. Thanks for being here, darling. Let me bring this over for you. There you go. Okay. Making that nice and simple. And there you go. All right. So, and this is that tune. 1, 6, 2, 5.
Because of you, there's a song in my heart. Because of you, my romance had its start.
Because of you, sun will shine, the moon and stars will say you're mine forever and never to part. I only live for your love and your kiss.
It's paradise to be near you like this, because because of you.
Mr. Bowen. I only live for your love and your kiss.
It's paradise to be near you like this.
Because of you, my life is now worthwhile, and I can smile because of you. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you so much. Cindy Gale, everybody. Isn't that great? All right, Mr. Bill, let's hit it out of the park. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and oh, the good life, full of fun, seems to be the ideal. Oh, it's the good life. Let you hide every sad you feel. That's right. You won't really fall in love until you can take the chance. So please be honest with yourself. Don't try to fake romance. It's the good life to be free and explore the unknown. Oh, like the heartaches, when you learn you must face them alone. Please remember, I still want you. And in case you wonder why, well, just wake up, kiss that good life goodbye. It's the good life to be free and explore the unknown. Like the heartaches, when you learn you must face them alone. Please remember, I still want you. And in case you wonder why, well, just wake up. Oh, come on, just wake up. It's that good life. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Hey. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. There's so much history in Tony's canons of his life that you just can't fill it all in this time frame, which I hope to expand as we go ahead, thanks to these fine gentlemen. This song has been done many times by many artists, like they all have, but this one that Tony did off of the CD, The Art of Romance, always stuck in my head, because I just love the arrangement that was done by Johnny Mandel. We don't have a 16-piece string here, so we'll have to think like that, but still, I think you'll enjoy this. Was it in Tahiti? Were we on the Nile? Long, long ago, in an hour or so, I recall that I saw your smile. I remember you. You're the one that made my dreams come true. A few kisses ago. Oh, I remember you. You're the one who said I love you too. Yes, I do. Didn't you know? I remember too a distant bell and stars that fell just like rain out of the blue. And when my life is through and the angels ask me to recall the thrill of them all, oh, and I will tell them I remember, yes, I will tell them I remember, I will tell them I remember you. At this time, I want to thank Kevin Louie, the BACA board, everybody responsible for putting this here together. Boy, a fast 20 minutes, I think, goes by. But I want to thank the following guys. Without their help, this couldn't be done. He's become my personal guru in Svengali for the past few weeks I put this together. Bill Whittaker on drums. Hey, I know that guy. And the guy over there with that nice piece of furniture, which acts like a coffee table in a pinch. He said, hey Bob, you want Tony to play bass? And I said, sure, why not? Peter Tillotson. There he is. And the man with the golden horn. Oh man, nobody better. Whoa, Whittaker. Thank you. And of course, my lovely and talented singer over there who has helped out so much. We give a nice warm welcome again. Where's Cindy? Cindy Gale. Where did she go? I know she's there somewhere. Okay. And last but not least, I call him Mr. Fabulous, but he's known as Mr. Bill Duffy over there. Nice. Nice guys. Stepping out with my baby, can't go wrong 'cause I'm right. It's for sure not for me, but we're all dressed out tonight. Stepping out with my honey, can't be bad to feel so good. Never felt quite this sunny, ooh, when I keep on knocking wood. They'll be smooth sailing, 'cause I'm trimming myself. In my top hat, my white tie and my tails. Yeah, stepping out with my baby, can't go wrong 'cause I'm in right. Ask me when will the day be, the big day is tonight. If I seem to scintillate, it's because I've got a date with a package of those good things that come with love. You don't have to ask me, I won't waste your time, but if you should ask me why I feel sublime, stepping out with my baby, can't go wrong 'cause I'm in right. Ask me when will the deal be, the big day is now tonight, let's go! They'll be smooth sailing, cause I'm trimming myself. In my top hat, my watch, and my tail. Yeah, stepping out with my baby. Can't go wrong, cause I'm in flight. Ask me when will the day be? That big day may be tonight. Oi, what a night! Thank you very much. You've been great. Thank you. What an audience. Hey!
Okay, for the second part of the evening, I'd like to introduce Caitlin Fahey. She has a classical background, and recently she came along to a BACA masterclass with Lena Katrakis and Rick Jensen. 13 people participated. Interestingly enough, 4 out of the 5 performers tonight also attended that masterclass. And Caitlin Fahey is one of the newest people in the BACA membership. So here, without any further ado, Caitlin.
Hey, buds below, up is where to grow, up with which below can't compare with. Hurry, it's lovely up here. Life down a hole takes an awful toll, what with not a soul there to share with. Hurry, it's lovely up here. Wake up, bestir yourself. It's time that you disinter yourself. You got a spot to fill, a pot to fill. And what a gift package of shower, sun, and love you'll be met above everywhere with. Fondled and sniffed by millions who drift by. Life here is rosy if you're a posy. Hurry, it's lovely here. Hey, rhododend, courage, little friend, everything'll end, rhododandy. Hurry, it's lovely up here. Climb up, geranium, it can't be fun, subterranean. On the exterior, it's cheerier. RSVP peonies pollinate the breeze, make the queen of bees hot as brandy. Give us at least a preview of Easter. Come up and see the hoot we're giving. Come up and see the grounds for living. Come poke your head out, open up and spread out. Hurry, it's lovely here.
Thank you. It is certainly lovely to be up here
in front of all of you people tonight. I've had sort of a long winding path that has brought me here this evening. When I was little growing up, all I wanted to do was be a Broadway singer. But I had this, huge, mature sounding voice. And so, I had lots of people say, oh no, you should be an opera singer. You have that quality. And so I went and I tried opera and I went to conservatory and it was terrible. So I gave up music, pretty much altogether. Went to normal college, went to law school. Yes, I am a lawyer. But still tried to find ways to fit singing into my life. When I got this new job and I didn't really have time to do a show or, do that rehearsal schedules, I thought, cabaret, that's what I should do. I just need me and a pianist and we'll be perfect. The only problem is I didn't really know what cabaret was. Or at least I thought I knew what cabaret was. And then I went to this workshop in February that was here, sponsored by BACA, and they just sort of changed the way I thought about singing. And this next song is the first song that I worked on with them at the workshop, and so I'm going to perform it for you now. It's called Anyone Can Whistle. Anyone can whistle, that's what they say. Easy. Anyone can whistle, any old day. Easy. It's all so simple. Relax, let go, let fly. So someone tell me why can't I can dance a tango. I can read Greek. Easy. I can slay a dragon any old week. Easy. What's hard is simple. What's natural comes hard. Maybe you could show me how to let go. Lower my guard, learn to be free. Maybe if you whistle, whistle for me. I can slay a dragon any old week. Easy. What's hard is simple. What's natural comes hard. Maybe you could show me how to let go, lower my guard, learn to be free. Maybe if you whistle, whistle for me. during this workshop is that when you're doing cabaret, there has to be an element of truth to everything. You know, you're no longer playing a character from a show, you're not singing in a foreign language like opera. It's just you and a mic and the audience. So here's my truth for this evening. I'm 29 and I'm single. I'm really glad we shared that, because it's going to make this next song, make a lot more sense. I feel deeply connected to the trials and tribulations of this song. It's called Baltimore. When my mother told me, don't forget your rain boots when it's wet, I listened up just like a good little girl. And when she prudently suggested I should lose the cigarette, I knew that bit of wisdom was a pearl. But in all of the advice that I've collected through the years, I admit to you with trepidatious dread, unfortunately there was some that whizzed right through my ear. Oh, where was my mind when mother said, avoid navel contemplating floppy-haired actors originally from Baltimore, who excel at mime, still play stratego, and have issues with their mom. Sure, at first they're very charming, their attention is disarming, but give attention in return and dear, they'll drop you like a bomb. Yes, do avoid REO Speedwagon-loving Christopher Walken imitating thespians originally from Baltimore, who can't piss unless their shrink says it's okay. Why let them break your heart, dear? Put your head on and be smart, dear. Put some bug spray on and make them go away. When my daddy told me, look both ways before you cross the street, I took his words to heart and I complied. And when he told me, be yourself and I should march to my own beat, I did and found the truth was bona fide. But in all of the advice that I've collected through the years, I have to say I am a bit surprised. I miss the best advice that Daddy trumpeted my way. Oh, where was my mind when he advised? Avoid narcissistic, alcoholic, think they're French, but they're not. Waiters originally from Baltimore, who deflower you, carry a copy of Fountainhead in their pocket, and lie about their age. Sure, at first their eyes are steely, and their words are touchy-feely. Have them cheat upon you twice, and my advice is more than sage. Yes, do steer clear of Renaissance festival-loving food service consultants originally from Baltimore, who say they danced with NYC Ballet, but are really an administrative intern. For it's clear upon reflection, if you give them your affection, you will understand the concept crash and burn. The singles world out there can be a scary land. I have to ask, is it me or is it Maryland? So if you can possibly avoid it, don't fall in love or in lust or have crushes on boys from Baltimore. Barry Levinson, I mean no disrespect. If you have to go to Baltimore and meet boys, do not marry 'em. Although it's true, I hear that they've got quite a nice aquarium. Ladies, take your hearts and run as fast as little legs can carry 'em from Baltimore. There are better boys from Boise. Boys from Boise always call. You'll have better luck in Jersey or St. Paul. Well, not St. Paul. But no matter where life takes you, it just makes no sense to fall in Baltimore. busy fighting. Joe'd already left home. 11 years old on my own, feeling nothing but lonely. There's nothing to do, there's nothing out there but the traffic down on State 93. So I'd sit through the night by our old black and white TV. That's where I saw it, that's where I heard it calling, calling me. Disneyland, Magic Kingdom, Disneyland. Close my eyes real tight, wishing hard I might, wishing hard I may find my way to Disneyland. Gotta get to Disneyland on a western breeze. Magic carpet, please carry me away. Oh, I know you're gonna say the trees are paper mache. It's done with mirrors, the magic there. Each little bird's full of springs. You press a button, it sings recorded music in the air. They've had the mountains replaced, it's only plywood and paste. Go on, say it! I'll turn around and tell you I don't care. I don't care. I will live in Disneyland, make my home in Disneyland. Maybe it's all fake, that's a chance I'll take. It's perfectly okay. Someone give me Disneyland. Take me there to Disneyland. And when I get to Disneyland, I'll stay. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. I'd like to close with a good night and some sweet dreams with a moonshine lullaby. Behind the hill, there's a busy little still where your pappy's working in the moonlight. Your loving pa isn't quite within the law, so he's hiding there behind the hill. Bye, bye, baby, start your yawning. Don't cry, baby, day will be dawning. And when it does, from the mountain where he was, he'll be coming with a jug of moonshine. So count your sheep, mama, singing you to sleep with a moonshine lullaby. Behind the hill there's a busy little still where your pappy's working in the moonlight. Your loving pa isn't quite within the law, so he's hiding there behind the hill. Bye, bye, baby, start your yawning. Don't cry, baby, day will be dawning. And when it does, from the mountain where he was, he'll be coming with a jug of moonshine. So count your sheep, mama, singing you to sleep with a moonshine lullaby. Dream of pappy, very happy, with his jug of mountain rye. So count your sheep, mama, singing you to sleep with a moonshine lullaby.
So before we get started with our final performer for the evening, first off is I want to thank everybody for coming tonight on a Sunday night and supporting the Boston Association of Cabaret Artists BACA Performance Showcase. I'd like to especially thank Bill Duffy, who's been amazing all evening. I'd like to thank our sound expert from BACA, which is Casey, Thomas Casey. I'd like to thank Ed from Amazing Things for helping up the sound system at the beginning and taking care of everything here tonight. And I also want everybody here just to check out our website, bostoncabaret.org. We do have an upcoming BACA Invitation Performance Showcase here on June the 22nd, right here, 6 p.m. Bill Duffy will be on piano. We have two invited BACA professionals. One of them is Linda Damore, and she's an award nominee for New York Cabaret sort of nominations for some of the awards they have there. And the other one is David Thorne Scott, and so he's a Berkeley voice teacher, and I saw him a number of years ago. It was on the 4th of July celebration at the Dome down by Storrow Drive. It was a nationwide telecast. So he was in a cappella group and they performed nationwide, so he's going to be the feature on June the 22nd. So anyway, but thank you for coming. I hope you had a fabulous show, and for the final act you'll have even more fun with Phil. So Phil is a career public interest lawyer who sings from every genre, local venues and open mic. He's a serious student of voice, and he's put on numerous shows. When I say numerous shows, I believe Phil is probably the only BACA member who's performed in every showcase continuously that I know of since I've been in the organisation. Everybody fades in and fades out, but Phil's like never ready battery. So, Phil, thank you.
Missing you, missing you, missing you, missing you. Every time I think of you, I always catch my breath. I'm standing here and you're miles away, and I'm wondering why you left. There's a storm that's raging across this broken heart tonight. I see your name in certain circles, and it always makes me smile. I spend my time thinking about you, and it's almost driving me wild. There's a heart that's breaking across this long distance line tonight, but I ain't missing you at all since you've been gone away. I ain't missing you, no matter what my friends say. There's a message in the wire, and I'm sending you the signal tonight. You don't know how desperate I've become, and looks like I'm losing this fight. In your world I have no meaning, though I'm trying hard to understand. And it's my heart that's breaking down this long distance line tonight. But I ain't missing you at all since you've been gone away. I ain't missing you, no matter what my friends say. And there's a message that I'm sending out like a telegraph to your soul. And if I can't bridge this distance, stop this heartbreak overload, I ain't missing you at all since you've been gone away. I ain't missing you, no matter what my friends say. I ain't missing you. 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 I ain't missing you at all. No matter what my friends say, I ain't missing you. I can lie to myself. Thank you very much. That was Bill Duffy on piano, Steve Rose on drums. They will be with me throughout the evening. I started, well, I don't have a particular theme tonight, I'm afraid. I have a lot of little mini themes. We start with a diffident love song. That's actually my favorite kind of love song. You know, most of them are the glories of romance or the agonies of the breakup, and I like something a little more nuanced. So these next two songs, I think, fit that bill. Ever since our love got lost, you said, I am as constant as the northern star. And I said, constantly in the darkness, where's that at? If you want me, I'll be in the bar. On the back of a cartoon coaster, in the blue TV screen light, I drew a map of Canada oh Canada. With your face sketched on it twice. You're in my blood, you're like holy wine, so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling, and still I'd be on my feet. I would still be on my feet. I'm a lonely painter. I live in a box of paints, and I'm frightened by the devil and drawn to those that ain't afraid. I remember that time you told me love is touching souls. Well, surely you've touched mine, 'cause part of you comes out of me in these lines from time to time. You're in my blood, you're like holy wine, so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling, and still I'd be on my feet. I would still be on my feet. I met a woman, she had a mouth like yours. She knew your life. She knew your devils and your deeds. And she said, go to her, be with her if you can, but be prepared to bleed. You're in my blood, you're like holy wine, so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, you, my darling, and still I'll be on my feet. I would still be on my feet. Thank you very much. Bill Duffy, everyone. Sometimes I find I get to thinking of the past, when we swore to each other that our love would surely last. You kept right on loving, but I went on a fast. Now I'm too thin and your love is too vast. And I know from your eyes, and I know from your smile, that tonight will be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. For a while, I choose the rooms that I live in with care. The windows are small and the walls, they are bare. There's only one bed and there's only one prayer. I listen all night for your step on the stairs. And I know from your eyes, and I know from your smile, that tonight will be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. For a while. Sometimes I see her undressing for me, the soft naked lady love meant her to be, moving her body so brave and so free. If I got to remember, it's a fine memory. And I know from your eyes, and I know from your smile, that tonight will be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. For a while, that tonight will be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. For a while. Thank you. Bill Duffy, Steve Rose. All right, let's get away from relationships a little. Has anyone ever had a night that just was so unbelievable, where the vibes were just right, the people were just right, and all these strange things seemed to be happening, so that it seemed like the night kind of took on a life of its own? Show of hands?
Never.
Okay. Well, I've had those kinds of evenings. You say, night? I don't know where you're going, but wherever it is, I'm in. Haven't had one of those nights in a while, but I do remember some. Crazy Janie and her mission man were back in the alley trading hands. Long came Wild Billy with his friend G-Man, all duded up for Saturday night. Well, Billy slammed on his coaster brakes and said, anybody want to go on up to Greasy Lake? It's about a mile out on the dockside of Route 88. I got a bottle of roll, so let's try it. We'll pick up Hazy Davy and Killer Joe, and they'll take you on up to where the Gypsy Angels go. They're built like light, oh, and they dance like spirits in the night, in the night. Oh, they don't know what they can do to you. Spirits in the night, in the night. Stand right up now and let them shoot through ya. Wild Billy was a crazy cat. He shook some dust out of his coonskin cap. He said, trust some of this, it'll show you where you're at, or at least it'll help you really feel it. By the time we made it up to Greasy Lake, I had my head out the window and Janie's fingers were in my cake. I think I really dug her 'cause I was too loose to fake. I said, I'm hurt. She said, honey, let me heal it. And we danced all night to a soul fairy band, and she kissed me just right like only a lonely angel can. It felt so right, just as soft as a spirit in the night, in the night. Oh, that Janie don't know what she can do to you. Spirits in the night, in the night. Stand right up now and let her shoot through me. They were down near the water in a stone mud fight. Killer Joe gone passed out on the lawn. Hazy Davy got really hurt. He ran into the lake with just his socks and a shirt. Me and Crazy Janie were making love in the dirt, singing our birthday song. Then Janie said it was time to go, so we closed our eyes and said goodbye to Gypsy Angel Row. Felt so right. Together we danced like spirits in the night. All night. In the night. All night. Oh, you don't know what they can do to you. Spirits in the night. All night. In the night. All night. Stand right up now and let us swoop through you. Spirits in the night. All night. In the night. All night. All night. Spirits in the night. All night. In the night. All night. Oh, spirits in the night. Spirits in the night. Oh, them spirits in the night. Thank you very much. That's Bruce Springsteen, in case anybody didn't know it. And that was Bill Duffy on piano and Steve Rose on drums. Let's give him a hand. Excuse me for a second here. Feeling a little bit parched. Okay. All right, we're going from different relationships to night to water. In Rio de Janeiro, there are annual floods that are tremendously devastating, costing a lot of damage to property, but also lives on occasion. So, given that, the ambiance of the song might be a little surprising. A stick, a stone, it's the end of the road, it's the rest of a stump, it's a little alone, it's a sliver of glass, it is life, it's the sun, it is night, it is death, it's a trap, it's a gun, the oak when it blooms, a fox in the brush, a knot in the wood, the song of a thrush, the wood of the wind, a cliff, a fall, a scratch, a lump, it is nothing at all. It's the wind blowing free. It's the end of the slope. It's a beam, it's a void. It's a hunch, it's a hope. And the riverbank talks of the waters of March. It's the promise of life. It's the joy in your heart. The foot, the ground, the flesh and the bone, the beat of the road, a slingshot stone, a fish, a flash, a silvery glow, a fight, a bet, the range of a bow, the bed of the well, the end of the line, the dismay in the face, it's a loss, it's a find, a spear, a spike, a point, a nail, a drip, a drop, the end of the tale, a truckload of bricks in the soft morning light, the shot of a gun in the dead of the night, a mile, a must, a thrust, a bump. It's a girl, it's a rhyme, it's a cold, it's the mumps. The plan of the house, the body in bed, and the car that got stuck. It's the mud, it's the mud. A float, adrift, a flight, a wing, a hawk, a quail, the promise of spring. And the riverbank talks of the waters of March. It's the promise of life, it's the joy in your heart. A snake, a stick, it is John, it is Joe. It's a thorn in your hand and a cut on your toe. A point of grain, a bee, a bite, a blink, a buzzer, a sudden stroke of night, a pin, a needle, a pain, a snail, a riddle, a wasp, a stain. A pass in the mountains, a horse and a mule. In the distance the shelves rode three shadows of blue, and the riverbank talks of the waters of March. It's the promise of life, it's the joy in your heart. A stick, a stone, the end of the road, the rest of a stump. A lonesome road, a sliver of glass, a life, a sun, a night, a death, the end of the run, and the riverbank talks of the waters of March. It's the end of all strain. It's the joy in your heart. La da 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 da. And the riverbank talks of the waters of March. It's the promise of life, it's the joy in your heart. And the riverbank talks of the waters of March. It's the end of the strain, it's the joy in your heart. Thank you, Rick Duffy, Steve Rose. Oh, we have visitors. Sarah Brodsky, Karen Mulvey will be joining me in this next tune. First, oops. Thank you for being such a wonderful audience, and thanks to Kevin for doing a lot of the organizing around this event and any other Bacites who were involved. It's really wonderful, you know, everything's set up for you. If you got a full-time job, you can just kind of like have a few rehearsals and everything's cool. It's really nice. This song reminds me a little bit of my kids when they were young and the feelings I have when I see a picture of them. It's a tune by Stevie Wonder. Star, but through my eyes the light of you is all I need. For you there might be another song, but all my heart can hear is your melody. So long ago my heart, without demanding, informed me that no other love would do. But listen, did I not, though understanding, fell in love with one who would break my heart in two. For you, love might bring a toast of wine, But should each sparkle know the best for you, I pray. For you, love might be for you to find, but I will celebrate our love of yesterday. So long ago my heart without demanding informed me that no other love would do. But listen, did I not, though understanding, fell in love with one who would break my heart in two. For you, there might be another song, but through my eyes, the light of you is all I need. For you, there might be another song, but in my heart, your melody will stay with me. La 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 la. Thank you, everyone. Great to be here. Thanks for everyone being here. Karen Mulvey, Sarah Brodsky, hand for Bill Duffy, who's had a long night, and Steve Rose on drums. Thanks, everyone.